Sigmund, who he said was a colleague from Chicago State University in Illinois. Tinubu described him as a very good neighbor, saying that he would never have dreamt of a time when he would be in the position of being president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, while Alex, a successful businessman from Belarus, will bring about collaboration and bilateral relationship that would promote economic prosperity for the future of the two countries. Let's take a look.
To all of you, Alex was my very good neighbor and went to the same school with me in Chicago. Never did we dreamt that I would be in this position as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Alex will be a successful businessman from Belarus to bring about a very successful collaboration and bilateral relationship that will promote economic prosperity and future of our two countries. Alex, thank you very much for everything. I believe our university will be very, very proud that we are doing this here today.
All right, Vimbai. I mean, Chicago was actually trending because of this particular story. I think Chicago University, but it's nice to see the president and his classmate, he said, right? He was his
schoolmate.
Not classmate, schoolmate. Yeah. So there are differences. It could be younger, it could be older, it could be schoolmates. Go ahead.
You guys are violent. I'm a huge advocate for agricultural revolution.
Absolutely.
So for me, this is a step in the right direction. It's very important for us to mechanize because that's the only way we can improve yield, scale up. We're looking at food security, and the president had declared a state of emergency on food security about 2 years ago when he came into office. So it's taken about 2 years to get up to speed, but it's good to see him making good on that.
Yes.
On Mr. Alex Sigmund, he's no stranger to the African continent. He's done business in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, Zambia even. I know he was arrested in the Democratic Republic of Congo at some point after meeting the former president, Joseph Kabila. In Zimbabwe, some of his transactions came under a huge scrutiny and criticism from the opposition. He also was an advocate who brought in, or rather a vehicle who was appointed as an honorary consul of Zimbabwe to Belarus, and he oversaw, tractors, combined harvesters, even fire trucks being brought into Zimbabwe. But there were questions because people said, where are the tractors? Who used the tractors after they were imported? That was number one. Number two, there were no contracts. There was no formal tender process. So there was transparency around how these deals were conducted. And to date, people are still asking these multi-million-dollar deals that involve these contracts and or these agricultural implements, but we never got to understand or to see the transparency in the relationship between Mr. Alex Sigmund and the government of Zimbabwe. Similar concerns in Zambia as well. So I do hope that all that was done, I hope he's learnt, his lessons from all of those allegations and criticisms from opposition parties in other African countries in the past. And I hope the transactions he has done with our government are above board and, have gone through all the necessary processes.
Right. Thanks for that breakdown, Vimbai. Rufai.
Thank you so much. At least we just see the president's schoolmate. So for all you that say all sorts of things about the president, we've seen his schoolmate. And if you feel that you're not still impressed by that, there are records out there in Chicago. Go check if Alex went to Chicago. But that's the president's schoolmate. And it's just a deja vu moment to be able to see that the president has a schoolmate and they're doing well, they're very successful. But I raise concerns. Number one, and I'll read from Nigerian newspaper clippings. On the 17th of December 2024, a Vanguard news story said Rep probes non-delivery of 2,000 tractors, orders despite $3 billion agreements. The agreement was estimated to cost Nigeria about $684 million and $138.6 billion as actual costs. That was in 2024. But also the interesting parties and, the interesting part about this, on the 10th of June 2024, the Nigerian Agricultural Development Fund and AGCOM's International Trading Limited also signed an agreement to procure another 2,000 tractors. That company is a John Deere sales rep in Nigeria. That was to cost $70 million. So we're having two transactions. I think the question for clarity is, the government should be able to explain to us, are these deals different? Secondly, the deal with Alex's company was to be able to build those tractors locally. And the question we're asking is, I know we used to have Steyr and Bauchi. Maybe you might say that it's already moribund and the likes, but we have Bobcat in Port Harcourt that also build tractors. Why can't we also look inward as regards this? And I'll ask the following questions. Number one, has the rep probe been cleared now with this delivery? How many has come in? Let's take stock of it. How will it be distributed? What's the tractor per kilometer? What's the tractor per kilometer? What's the cost per tractor? All right? Why Belarus? Couldn't we have gotten a better deal? Why didn't we look inwards? And where is the tender bid at which Alex's company did win the bid to be able to supply this tractor? And then, is this Alex's tractor deal different from that the federal government signed $70 million contract with AGCOMS for 2,000 tractors? And the question I also want to ask is, based on the reportage here, why is this one estimated to cost over $700 million and the other one cost $70 million? I think there are many questions we should be able to ask. And are those tractors being built here? Are they assembled here? Because they said it's going to be fixed here. Those are just the questions I want to ask.
Okay. Yeah, those questions are valid. We can even add more to the questions. The key question that has been raised here is about chronism. Is Mr. Alex, the schoolmate, getting this contract because he was a schoolmate of the president? Now, that would be favoritism. That would be chronism. So his involvement in the entire process, how transparent and accountable is that? Two, the people talking about Chicago, I think, they're just being mischievous. It's not relevant. The election period is over.
Yes.
The Nigerian Constitution talks about the eligibility for the office of the president, Section 131. And those conditions is that you must be up to 40 years old, you must have school cert or its equivalent. Its equivalent just means even the ability to speak English. Although you may have attended one seminar or the other, and things like you should be a member of a political party. Within the purview of Section 131 of the Constitution, I think it's a settled matter that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fits the criteria. Indeed, he's even better qualified than some people, who have been president of Nigeria before him. If we're going to say we will review Section 131, that's another argument. It's not something you can use perpetually to blackmail in an unlawful manner.
Yes.
The third point, finally, is this renewed hope mechanization program. The onus is on the president, the administration, to make sure that it works. You have made a valid point, Ojinika, about security, so that farmers can have access to their farms, so that all the other issues, including infrastructure, can be made available, because it's not just about farming. It's also about getting your produce from the farm to the market. All of those issues have to be worked out in terms of details. And farming, food production, food security is just as important as energy security. And if the administration is focusing on that, I think we should encourage them.
Absolutely.